What's going on, guys? The Academy back. Thanks for waiting, and you know, just want to start off by saying, just to get it out there, the reason why the courses are locked for a specific amount of days is so I give you time to practice those concepts and to study it. So if you're a Prime member, to be able to study knowing those situations and give you time in between to try to master those. Okay? Because it is a lot of information, and if you're not ready to move on, don't watch the next video, okay, until you fully grasp what you just watched. Okay, the videos are still going to be there. I mean, you don't have to complete them in 5 days. Okay, and I'll state that as well. Also, say you're just like a third baseman, okay, and that's all you've done is just third base. I want you to get out your zone, okay? My courses right here are showing each position, breaking down what you should be doing. I mean, if you've tried catching and you just don't like it, because I know I have. Our coach used to always put us there, like when we were younger. He put us at every single position to see like what we may like. You know, I strapped on the gear, I got behind there. I just didn't like it. You know, just the ball coming in and trying to concentrate. I mean, like with catcher, I mean, it's tough. So I want you to broaden, rather than just being a one position guy. Open up your mindset to all the positions. Try to learn them and practice them, okay? So the whole purpose between the courses being locked for about 5 days is for you to master it. I'm not expecting you to master it within that 5-day frame, okay? This stuff's going to take time, it's going to take work, but I want you to get a good understanding of it before you move on to the next piece, okay? Does that make sense? Okay, I just want to get that clarification out there. Okay, so today I am presenting Outfield. Okay, I got my Outfield glove ready to go. You know, when I go do a few demonstrations. Okay, other than that, I'm just gonna be mostly showing video. I played a little bit of Outfield. It wasn't really the best, but I mean, I played it pretty decent. I mean, I remember the first time I ever got stuck out there because I was mostly playing infield. And I mean, I surprised myself and I surprised my coach, you know, how well I actually, you know, read some balls. And I mean, it's crazy. So, I mean, the big thing is if you're an athlete, you're going to be able to play this position very well. Also, and it doesn't matter which spot. So, if you're an outfielder, you need to learn the angles and how to play each one. So left field has a little bit different angles. The ball curves away. Okay, you know, when a righty hits it, lefty hits it, curves foul pole line. You gotta know the wind as well. Center field, typically you're not gonna get a whole lot of curve. The ball's gonna be coming more on a straight path when it's hit to you. Okay, but you got so much field to work with. Okay. And then right field, typically the ball goes away toward the right field line. Okay? So knowing those angles, okay, even when a lefty pulls it, you know, it's gonna get that nice little hook on it. Alright? So yes, there are some differences between it, but you learn to play them all. I mean, the sky's the limit for you when you can be stuck in 2 games, okay? So say you're just a center fielder, but you can't play left field or right field because you can't adjust to those curves and how to play the ball, and you're frustrated because you're not playing center field. You're not going to get a whole lot of opportunities, you know, to play, and we want to create more opportunities to play, okay? And just a second point, outfield's easy. I'm sorry to say, but I mean, your job in the outfield is easy. The biggest thing that you got to get down and you got to get really good at is getting your reads and getting your footwork. Okay. Other than that, it's not as complex as infield. Okay. So when you get the ball hit, do you need to specifically know the situations? Yes and no. So my answer to that is because if you're going to catch the fly ball, and as you're going to see in the first video when we get to it, I'll get to the outline here really quick right after this. You got to know when you get behind the baseball, when you create your momentum, where you're going to be throwing that ball. Okay? But the no thinking is, so say the ball gets hit in the gap or it gets hit right in front of you, you know, you still got to line yourself up. But, I mean, the no thinking is, so when you get to the ball, so that ball gets hit in the gap, say it's a right center field gap, you're the right fielder or the center fielder. You need to be sprinting to go get that ball. Okay? And then when you turn, you should track your cutoff. You should know virtually, you know, where you should be lining up, but you only got to get the ball to the cutoff. Okay? Your thinking is very minimal compared to infield. Okay? That's the only reason I say it like that. The job is still not easy. You still got to do your job. You still got to put the work in. Okay? But it's so much less complex than what it is to be an infielder. Okay? And I'm not knocking on nobody. I mean, outfield is super important. And to be a really good outfielder, you know, you got to be, you don't even need to be a good athlete. You got to have good footwork and get good reads. Okay? You see some major leaguers, I mean, they hit really well. And they can play pretty good right field, but they're not fast. They're not that athletic. I mean, they're more athletic than, I mean, your average Joe, but that's why they're there. But they can still play that position. Like if you look at the Indians right now, you know, you got Franmil Reyes. I mean, the dude's 6'5", probably pushing 280, 300 pounds. I mean, big dude. Mostly plays DH, but I mean, he came into the league as an outfielder and he can play outfield. Alright, so the reason why he can is because he's got good footwork and he can read the ball pretty well off the bat. So I mean, those are your keys virtually to playing outfield. So what we're gonna go over that first video. So it's gonna be the IMG Academy. They're showing, you know, a couple of drills. So those drills are gonna be really good. I'm going to show you how you can modify them while you're at home. So when you're not at a field or you're not at a training facility or with another coach or players, you can still work some of those concepts as well. Showing the video of the cuts, why it's important to hit the cutoff man. Okay. And where you need to be throwing it, and the guy's going to break it down. I think it's Coach Antonelli again. And then showing the video on the crow hop versus the shuffle. Okay? And the first video is going to break it down, you know, first step, getting behind the baseball to create your momentum into your throw, going in, and then wasn't really breaking down. I mean, it kind of shows the crow hop and all that. I can't remember what I was about to say, but when it pops up, you know, I will get that point out. Okay. So let's go into the video. We're gonna do a little video breakdown, and then after I got 3 videos, and then I'm going to show you some things that you can do on your own. Okay, so this is the IMG Academy one. So just pay attention to what the coach is saying in the demonstration.
Outfield coach for the baseball program at IMG Academy. Today, we're going to focus on how to become a better outfielder. Our first drill today is our footwork drill, essential to becoming a great outfielder. What I'm going to do with Gabe is set him up, and we're going to make a throw. To the left. Good first step. Proper throw. And then a ball hit over your head. Awesome. One of the essential parts of being a good outfielder is to make that first step be a positive one in the direction where the ball is hit. That concludes our first drill. For our second drill, we are going to cover both routine ground balls and routine fly balls to the outfield, as well as assist situations and the difference between the footwork. First thing we're going to do is have Gabe.
That's what I was going to mention, was the grounder and the footwork coming in. You're going to see, if it's just a single, base hit, nobody on, nobody out, you're just going to kind of go down. You can either get it on a knee, make sure you keep it in front, or you just break down, you make sure you field it, nice and easy, slow, get it in. If you got to go to fire it, we'll get into that footwork. That'll be in the third video, between the crow hop and the shuffle. Okay, so as you saw right there, he didn't go down to the knee, like you see a lot of major leaguers do, which that's okay too when you're just getting the ball in. But he kind of got in front of it, kind of like an infielder. He, wider legs, got it out in front, and just made sure it went to the glove.
Routine ground ball, nobody on base. Break down, good footwork. Ball back to the infield. Now we're going to go into a sit. Runner on second base. Have to throw this guy out at the plate. Game on the line. More aggressive, field either outside or inside. You don't want to break stride. Come up in a great throwing position. Throw through your relay guy. Great job. One more time. Perfect throw. Great job. Now on the aggressive fly ball and routine. Pretty much the same thing. It's all about footwork, getting behind the baseball. Good footwork, good throw. Routine fly ball.
Okay, notice this. He gets behind it. Back leg already squared to make the throw.
We're ready to go. One more time. Good hook.
Right here. You see how the back leg is behind him. He's already squared up, ready to make a throw, because it's all got to be quick, right? So get yourself into that position. He's behind it, making sure his feet are ready in a good position to make a good strong throw. You notice I didn't. I'm going to check right here, see if he's using the crow hop, but it looks like he's using a shuffle. Yep, so he used the shuffle.
Now, man on third base. Game on the line. Fly ball to the outfield. Throw him out. Momentum coming behind. Working towards his target. Good footwork. Good throw. One more time. Outstanding. That's our second drill, working on routine ground balls, assist ground balls, routine fly balls, and throwing people out when the game's on the line. Our final drill is one of the most difficult plays any outfielder can make, and that's the ball hit directly over his head. Most important to this drill and most critical is the first step. As we covered in our wave drill, which was our first drill, anticipate where the ball's going to be, make that break, do not glue on the baseball, anticipate where it's going to be hit, get to that spot, pick up the baseball again, and position yourself properly to make the
Okay, so the key that I want you guys taking all out of this is the first step, okay? And then, especially the key for this over his shoulder, I mean, a lot more times, I mean, he's showing it like it's super easy. So, I mean, he's probably a pretty good athlete, but also they're probably giving him a lot easier feats to make it easy to demonstrate this video, okay? More times than not, you're going to have to try to do the basket catch or just sprint and pick the ball up the ground and get it into the infield, okay? Sometimes I mean, the biggest thing is you got to sprint to it. Once you've caught up to the ball, yeah, you can break down, get underneath it, get behind it, just like he's showing. But it does take a lot of practice. This is one of the hardest ones to do, so I would not suggest starting here, okay? Start with the ones left and right, and then you can implement this. Get the key footwork, get the routine ones right in front of you, get the ground balls, the footwork down, and then you can implement working on this, okay? But watch the first step. He exploded out.
Very well done. Again, when you're in a position and that ball's hit over your head, the first step is critical. And whenever it comes naturally to you, whether it be left side or arm side, that's fine. Just don't throw in the baseball. Anticipate, get to that spot aggressively, and make a great catch. Today we covered 3 drills to help you become a better outfielder. Be on the lookout for more videos from IMG Academy.
Okay, and like he said, it doesn't matter, especially on the overheads, okay? Wherever your body takes you on your first step, you go with it, you sprint to the ball, you get to it, you can break down kind of like he showed, get underneath it. But if you have to keep going, like I always like to challenge my outfielders, keep them running hard, and also learn how to get that basket catch, catching the ball with your back to the infield, okay? And then also learning to get to that ball, break down, bounces off the wall. That'll be more, okay? That'll be after. So, I mean, the first thing I really want you to get down would be that first step, okay? And that first step, like that first drill where he points, okay, that's the direction the ball was hit, okay? I would definitely suggest working on and making a habit that when the ball is hit, that's the direction you're going to open up, okay? And I'll demonstrate that, what I mean with the demonstration. So say you're the right fielder, ball's hit like toward the right field line direction, okay? You're going to open up with your first step with your left foot, so glove side if you're a righty, throwing side if you're a lefty. Get your read, and then get your jump right out of it, okay? And then if it's hit to the right side of you, you open up to that side, so with your right foot. Get your read, take off, okay? And get to it. The big key is sprint to the ball, get to it, break down, okay? And one thing that I noticed when I would play outfield, sometimes I would lose vision when I was running for the ball. Like my head was bouncing around, and then I lost vision and I didn't make the play. And I'm like wondering, how can I get rid of that? And I talked to one of my outfielder buddies who really played like a solid center field, even in college. So he gave me a tip. So it's kind of like what the military does with their snipers. They hold the breath. Okay, that steadies your vision, that steadies your head. Okay, so I mean, I wouldn't fully suggest holding your breath, but it's calming the breath down. Okay, I tried that out, and it just 100% worked. And I'm like, dude, that was a great tip, thanks. I really needed that to fix that. And that's just one little key thing. Okay, so let's move on. Next video, the importance of the cutoffs. Okay, nothing frustrates me more as a coach is when the outfielder thinks that they can throw everybody out when that's not realistic. First off, you can throw them out every now and then, but you're not going to do it every single time. Okay, you want to aim at your cutoff. You kind of want to hide it as well. Okay, kind of like a pitcher wants to hide their pitches to deceive the hitter. Okay, you want to deceive that runner, because I was trained, and I trained my base runners that if you are running hard out the box and you take that turn and you see that that ball is sailing over top of the cutoff man, you're going in a second easy. Okay, you're going to keep that momentum. The second you read it, boom, and it's a free base. Okay, so you want to get those throws down. You want to be roughly about the head, if not the chest level. Okay, anywhere between here. A nice, strong line drive throw. Okay, and when you do that, I mean, it's still going to carry on a good trajectory, but it's going to mask it to the point that now now that's going to keep that runner at bay. Okay, because they're not going to be able to tell, and plus, whoever the cutoff man is, they can fake a cutoff if needed, if that's the communication on that play. So, like if the catcher says through or the third baseman says through, you can add in the fake out that runner, keep him at first base. But if you're sailing it, I mean, it's just so easy as a base runner to see it that high that there's going to be no chance for a cutoff, that you just basically walk into second base. Okay? You want to eliminate those freebies, those free bases. Okay? That's part of that freebie where we were talking about between pitching and infielding. Okay? Infielders mostly is between errors. Okay? When you do that, that doesn't go down as an error in the book, but that is a mental error that you can easily fix. Okay? You need to prevent that extra 90 feet that they can get closer to home. Okay? Because if you do the math around the field, 90, 180, 270, 360, right? You do that math. So now to first base, he's still got 180, 270 feet to go. 270 feet to go. Okay? But if on a routine single, yeah, there might be a runner that you think you can get out, but if you don't and you're inaccurate with your throw, I'm sorry, that was poor language skills right there. But now you just moved him to being 180 feet now from scoring. Okay? When you sail your throws. So let's go into that video talking about where you should be throwing to your cutoffs.
Hey, what's up, guys? How are you doing, man? Nelly here today, talking a little bit of outfield. And what we're going to go over today is how important it is as outfielders on your throws to keep that low and cuttable. Okay? It's one of the things that can happen all the time in high school, even in college, summer ball. Outfielders feel the ball, and when they're going to throw a base, they just let it. They throw the ball 50 feet in the air, and the guy that hit it just continues to run and moves up to the next base. Okay? We always want to think, anytime there's a hit, when we're throwing the ball to third base, or we're throwing the ball home, okay, we need to try to make sure that we keep the double play in order, or at least keep him there. All right? Even if there's 2 I used to go and scout all these events, and guys think that it's cool to throw the ball all the way to the plate in the air, and it just looks silly. It makes it almost look like you haven't played the game or no one's watching the game when you're throwing the ball 100 feet in the air. Just throw the ball hard and low, one hop. That's the best looking thing when it comes to outfield play. You do that, man, this guy's got a strong arm and he knows what he's doing. Okay, so hopefully that makes sense to you guys. Make sure you're working on that. Really, really important. And it can be the determining factor from win or loss, right? Especially late in the game. Give a guy a free base and all this stuff. Or even if it's early in the game, that might be the run, right? You give the guy a free base, next ball is a little single, and instead of being first and second, now the runner scores. Okay? So hopefully that makes sense to you guys. Let me know if you have any questions in the comment section below. Subscribe to the channel, give the video a thumbs up, share with all your friends, all that good stuff. Check the description box below. We got a deal going on, play crate. If you click on the link, type in Antonelli, get 50% off your first play crate. Also have a link to our Patreon page.
Okay, so now he's just going into his sales pitch. So virtually, it's like you tell. I mean, when you hear your coach say, "Hit your cut," it's not necessarily just throwing into the cut. You want to throw through the cut. Okay, you want to give a nice, strong throw through. Okay. I mean, you should be loose. You should be warmed up to be able to give a max effort throw on a line. Okay, I would say roughly about head level. Okay, if not, maybe a little bit above the head. I mean, you got just make it look like it's cuttable every single time. Okay, and if you need to cut the ball, like he was mentioning, instead of giving up that free base, okay, now it's right there, and the cutoff man can cut the baseball, and then you prevent him from going up an extra 90 feet. Did you give up a run? Yes. But did you save an additional 90 feet given up and a potential, like he said, a single through the hole, and now he comes around and scores the next one? And then, I mean, if it hits you again, you do the same exact thing, your opportunities may dwindle, okay? Because it's just more so looking like you're just more of a liability than an asset, because we're not learning from our mistakes. Okay? So, let's go on to the last one, the crow hop versus the shuffle. Me personally, I like the shuffle. The guy that shows it says that he likes to shuffle as well. I just feel like you can get more into your throw when you shuffle. And, you know, I even just recently learned from this video, you know, how when you crow hop versus the shuffle closes your hips even more. So when you get your hips closed and squared, you get more power behind your throw. So when you crow hop, your hips are still kind of open just a little bit, so you don't get as much into your throw. I always found the shuffle would be easier. So let's just go to that video of him talking about it and the technique behind it.
Coach Justin from Ultimate Baseball Training, and in today's video, I wanted to talk to you outfielders about which is better, the regular old-fashioned crow hop or the step-behind technique, okay? Both of them you'll see Major League outfielders do, and the very first thing is there's really not a right or a wrong answer. I'm going to pick up this ball and show you, you're probably familiar with both techniques, but a crow hop is pretty much when I field the ball, on my left side. I'm a right-handed thrower, so I field it on my left side, my glove side. I field the ball.
Okay, so look at this position right here. So when that grounder's coming in, and you're getting ready to gear up to either crow hop or shuffle to get that throw in, you want to field it. Get your footwork down, like the first video said, break down about 10 to 15 feet in front of it. Get your footwork behind it. Chop, chop, chop. Make sure you get that left foot, that lead foot in front, and the glove goes on the outside. Okay, you're in a low position here. Head behind it. Okay, you're only going down with one arm. Okay. Say you miss it. You miss your opportunity to make that throw to potentially get them out at home. You pick it up, you get it into your cutoff or the lead out, you may still have a play, so don't just give up on it. Okay?
Move just like this, and then what I do is I come through and I do a hop like this and try and close my hips and my shoulders off so I'm able to make that throw. And then the step behind technique, which is my personal preference, which I'll explain in a little bit, we're still fielding the ball the same off of our left side, but then once we field the ball, we're actually stepping behind like this, okay? As you can see, we're stepping behind, kind of similar if you were just playing catch. A lot of the times when I see players play catch, you don't step in front like this because it's a lot of the times harder to close yourself off. What you do is you catch the ball and then you step behind, and that's much easier to close yourself off. That's one of the reasons why I like the step behind technique a little bit better. If you just watch my hips in relation to trying to throw the ball, directly this way, if I do a crow hop, a lot of the times when I come up like this, my hips are already kind of leaking forward. It's very difficult for me to really square myself off, my hips and my shoulders. It's tough to square myself off. Whereas if I do the step behind technique, this motion of turning, so my hips and shoulders are so again, I think the step behind.
That was a great point right there. It'll take some of the time, okay, before it becomes where it could be those couple inches, but you take those couple inches steps, he beats it by just those couple inches. If you didn't take those extra steps, he's by probably a few feet.
Easier to sync everything up. I think it's easier to get a quicker, stronger, more accurate throw off. So that's my personal preference. But either one works. The most important thing is keeping the ball in front, making the play. And if you do that, no coach is going to be mad no matter which method you choose. So try out both of them. I'm going to show both of them right now so you can kind of get a glimpse at what they look like. Okay.
Notice the ball is hit away from his spot. Not everyone's going to be hit right at his spot, so he's getting around it kind of like an infielder. Okay, so that's why the infield drills could be beneficial, like the step around it. Okay, he's getting around to be able to field it glove side to create his momentum to his throw.
Is my personal preference, but try out both, see what works for you best. All right, and hopefully you enjoy this video. There's not really one that's better than the other. It's personal preference. It's whatever works for you. Okay, so hopefully you enjoyed this video. If you did, leave me a thumbs up. Get in the comment section below. Let me know what you'd like me to make future videos about. I'm always down there reading your guys' comments, so I would appreciate if you left a comment. As always, subscribe to the channel. Just click this little circle right here and then click subscribe. That way you'll be notified whenever we release new baseball videos every week. And I actually put together a free bat speed workout for you, 100% free.
Okay, so now he is going into his sales pitch. So, yeah, there's a lot of baseball stuff out there, so, but a lot of it's good free resources that you can just find, and I mean, that's the whole key to the academy is to provide, because right now I got at least 60 links, at least, and it's just building up of resources all compiled into one area. So that's great for our learning, which is the whole point of the academy, is to get our IQs up and to be able to figure out how to practice on our own to be able to get better at this game. Alright, welcome back, guys. Here we go. We got the drills. So stuff that you can do on your own, because yeah, I mean my ceiling, I can literally jump like 3 inches and touch. Not ideal for an outfielder, right? Let me move forward just a little bit, angle this up. Okay. So a lot of outfield work has to be mental reps, and you kind of work with what you got. I mean, unless you can be outside getting fly balls year round, that's great. But if you can't, I mean, like I said, I'm in Ohio. We got a whole bunch of snow. The fields are not doable to be outside. So, I mean, you can still practice your first step. Okay? So say you got an object like a cone. Okay, you're roughly right here. Okay? You can have someone point, or you can just simulate somebody pointing. Boom, get those first steps, get to it. Okay, they point this way. Boom. Okay, get to the ball, and then when you explode out of it, boom, get to it, simulate being behind it. Boom, get your throw in. Okay. If you really want to test yourself out of that, especially if you have enough space and somebody to throw the ball, you have somebody throw it after they point, and then they throw it to your other side. Okay? And with some guys that haven't been trained and worked it, you'll see this. Okay? They're going this way, running this way, and turn this way to try to catch it. The reason that's a bad idea is because you're losing vision of the ball. Okay? So when you do that, you go here, boom, and then you pivot here, boom, get behind it, boom. Okay? Get that shuffle, get that throw in. And then, so I mean, you can just easily work your first step in the first couple steps, simulate getting underneath it, boom. Okay? And another thing you can do is you can add a baseball. It's really hard when the ball's not rolling, so you can keep it in your glove and simulate. Okay? You simulate those ground balls coming in. Okay? Just like infield, you kind of want to take that creep step a little bit. Okay? Right, left, you can add in the hop. Okay, make sure you're ready to be able to react. I would definitely suggest the hop. So, boom, boom, okay, and I'm ready. Okay. You know, I always put my fist in the middle of the palm, kind of squeeze to make sure I can get that ball to stick in a little bit. All depends on your glove. These are typically bigger gloves. So what you can do, you can put a ball down, you can have somebody roll it, or you can simulate it. Okay? Simulate that ground ball coming in. Okay? Boom, get that creep, boom, and then simulate coming in, front foot here. Okay? Bring it up, hand up, leg across, boom, throw. Okay? You can simulate those. The one that's going to be super hard for you to get down, which you probably need a ball, that's the one going behind you, but you can still simulate it. Your first step, boom, glove side, turn, keep your head on the ball, boom, here, or if you can get behind it, boom, right there. Okay? And also, one thing that you want to do is practicing all the weather conditions. So if you have the sun in your eyes, yeah, sunglasses are great. Sometimes they don't do you any justice when the sun is directly in your eyes and the ball's hit there. So what you gotta try learning how to do, instead of leaving to chance, is when you get to that ball, use it as a shield. Boom, open, catch. Okay? Work all the conditions. So virtually what you can do at home is simulate it. Okay? You can always have somebody point where you can imagine your steps. Okay? Imagine the direction the ball gets hit and go from there. Alright?